The next session is the third session, EdTech, Reimagining the Role of Education Technology in Workforce Development. Before we go on to the next session, once again, for those who have just joined us, welcome to the International Conference on Talent Ecosystem, organized by GenuineIN, talent technology platform, talent intelligence, digital profiling, digital credential platform. Right. With that, let me introduce the next moderator of the session 3 EdTech. We have here with us Dr. Andal Krishnan. Dr. Andal is the founder and Chief Executive Officer of Crest Excellence Center, Malaysia. Crest Excellence Center is an organization that develops talent for the corporate sector, civil societies, and government agencies. Ms. Dr. Andal herself is a trainer, coach, and facilitator, and has moderated numerous physical and online conferences. So with that, I welcome Dr. Andal Krishnan to take the stage. Yes, Dr. Andal, you need to unmute.
Okay, and every second matters in this conference. Sorry for the 20-second delay. And I'm really excited because I've been following closely today since 12 o'clock. And I'm in Malaysia. Good afternoon over here. And for some of you, it'll still be good morning. Reimagine the role of education technology in workforce development. That's what we're going to talk about for the next 90 minutes. If there's one consistent message that we have heard the last 4 hours, is the use of technology. This afternoon, we have 4 speakers whose experience in this area is varied and phenomenal. So relax, get a cup of tea or coffee, and listen to the facts and anecdotes shared by the speakers from Singapore, Australia, and the Philippines. The first speaker is Anshul Sonak. He's a global business strategy and program designer, and he focuses on digital readiness, future of work learning skills, and social impact. Mr. Anshul Sonak has pioneered AI skilling for governments to be AI ready. He is business leader with over 23 years of worldwide experience on educational skills and technology. He is a business leader and not at all a new figure in the worldwide experience in education, AMS, skills, and sector. He has over 23 years of experience. He's passionate about innovation for sustainability, inclusivity, youth empowerment, and education transformation. Currently, Mr. Sonak is a global director in Intel, Singapore, in the areas that I've just mentioned. He's a public-private partnership creator with emphasis on business and development markets. Mr. Sonak has a master's from Said Business School, Oxford University. So we are in for a treat. Please welcome Anshul Sonak, who is going to speak on AI for the future workforce. Over to you, Mr. Sonak.
Hello everyone. Can you hear me well?
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
We can hear you very well.
Thank you, Dr. Andal, for your kind words and a nice introduction. And thank you, organizers, for giving me the opportunity today to talk to you for next 15 to 20 minutes. As all the speakers said, we are in a very different times now. the future of work is a function of future of talent. So this conference is very timely in that sense, as we are really witnessing a full disruption of future of work. The workforce, the workplace is changing, but also the work itself, the work task itself is changing. And that's why the repercussion on talent is huge. I want to kind of give you some perspective on how we think about future of work and hence future workforce, and what role AI can play, artificial intelligence can play, which is one of the big education technology driver and a general technology driver, superpower as we speak, as we call it, or a new electricity as we call it, how AI can potentially help each and every government, each and every academia, each and every individual to really overcome this disruption and lead from the point you are today. So I just want to kind of give you our Intel perspective. And before I do that, I must recognize, Dr. Andal's organization, Crest, does a fantastic collaboration partnership with us in Malaysia. And if I had to give you one classical role model example of how industry like Intel and bodies like Crest or academia can come together to form a partnership for really unlocking talent, Malaysia will be a good example or a good case study, and Dr. Andal's organization Crest does a fantastic job in that. Malaysia as an example, you can imagine a country of Malaysia size. Intel has 10,000 masters and engineers plus other talent all put together, like 15,000 people. Now, how are we going to get 15,000 masters and engineers in a country like Malaysia, in a place like Penang, right? You really need out-of-the-box partnership to really build technology ecosystem, academia ecosystem, and industry ecosystem to come together. And that's exactly what Intel and Crest work together. So I'm very grateful to be a part of a panel which Dr. Andal is leading, because I'm very excited with what your organization, man, is doing in Malaysia. I have lived in Malaysia for many years, so I'm extremely proud of what you guys do. I just wanted you to know that. Thank you. Now, in context of today's topic about the talent building, I have a few slides. Let me just start sharing, and I hope that's. I hope you guys can see it clearly what I'm sharing. Tell me if my slides are visible. Okay. So we're talking about artificial intelligence and Intel's effort, but I want to very quickly first give you what Intel is doing in context of digital readiness and artificial intelligence readiness for building the talent ecosystem with government and academia worldwide. We look at digital readiness as an essential starting point, because with everything becoming digital, everything requiring semiconductor, which is Intel's core business, right? From a people side, digital readiness is absolutely critical. And digital readiness is not just skills. Now, when you talk about talent, it's not just skills. Skill is one part, but there is a trust part. The talent will find opportunity, and opportunity will find talent only when the skill and trust come together. The trust in terms of security, the technology, the privacy, right? So the trusted securities and technologies have to come into action along with skill. Then only industries will find right applications. And last but most important, what do you do with the skill? Responsible usage. You have to make sure that all the skills and the talent are actually used, and that's where the opportunities are very important. So skill plus trust plus responsible usage, that's the thing we need from unlocking the real power of talent. Now, what we do, for just one example of one technology, which is very essential in education technology context, artificial intelligence, we do a range of programs for a range of audiences. So there's a program for citizen, for create AI awareness, like everybody should have an AI awareness in today's context. At a high schooling level, and that's where we partner with Crest as an example, AI for youth, to really build in high school level AI skilling. Then vocational skilling with the community colleges and trade schools and vocational schools. We have a program of AI for future workforce, which I will talk a little bit in detail later. Current workforce, so for employment, entrepreneurship, on-job skilling, on-job upskilling, that's another area which we focus. And then the government and ecosystem readiness. for the government leaders themselves to know what is artificial intelligence. If they themselves do not know, how will they really create? Or if you're industry leader, or if you're academia leader, right? The university deans and professors and all, if they themselves do not have a right skill set and mindset of how to think about artificial intelligence, how will you bring that into your talent? May I request people to be on mute? I think somebody was on mute. My apologies. Yeah, thank you. So that's what we look at when we say digital readiness, using artificial intelligence as just one superpower. And there are other superpower or other technologies too, right? Now, let's understand artificial intelligence a little bit in context of talent, right? Artificial intelligence.
Muted, Sonak, muted.
Okay, no, I was asking somebody else to be muted, not me. Okay, I hope I am audible now. Okay.
Yes, you are.
All righty. So from a talent standpoint, we need to think about AI, not just as a technology, but also as a field of discipline and a field of intelligence, right? And then when you think about that, it is a narrow AI as well as a broad spectrum of AI, right? And that's where you will get all these jargons like machine learning, deep learning, and I'm not going to go into all that right now. The big point is, as every AI gets created, it collects data from history and it gets created. It becomes like a mainstream software. For example, Siri or Google, it becomes a software. So then what next question comes in? So it's always a goalpost. So that, if you really juxtapose in context of talent, the hunger to relearn becomes very important. You can't afford to say in an AI world that I have learned AI. There is never a complete learning. So you have to always relearn, right? And that is very, very important. So unlearn and relearn is a continuous journey in context of AI, because AI is always moving. Whatever has been developed becomes just a software. Then what next, right? And like in human senses, right? We collect data through smell, through hearing, through vision, through audio. Similarly, exactly similarly, artificial intelligence can create data from all sources. So that's why it's always evolving. Now, in that context, we know that the application of AI is everywhere. Every single industry can use AI and is already using AI. So that's why, I mean, in context of work, the repercussions are huge. Just with today's AI technologies, and a lot is getting developed in R&D, but just in today's technologies, almost 50% of world's work can be automated. Now, from a talent standpoint, that means huge disruption. If 50% of work is automated, do we think that 50% of job will disappear? Oh my gosh, if that happened, that will be bad for talent, right? So you have to find a new ways of reinventing talent in existing industries as well as new industries. So you need talent which can really reinvent current industry as well as create new industries, right? So that's why AI is like a huge game changer. Now, purely to give some example, and mostly in emerging market context, think about it. What can AI do for agriculture? What can AI do for medical sciences? What can AI do for retail? So the way we think about AI is all the tasks, you do tasks through hands, so manual capabilities. So industries like agriculture, automobile, we are now seeing total disruption, whereby agriculture is a classical example. People are using precision agriculture, IoT in agriculture, AI in agriculture. I mean, as simple as monitoring cow milking, people are using AI. So you can imagine the repercussion on human jobs, right? On a manual capabilities and those kind of jobs. Then let me give you the example of cognitive capabilities, where we have to continuously use a brain, right? Medical sciences, legal jobs, content creation jobs, right? Again, I mean, my favorite example is eye diseases, which is like a very, very precise kind of a job which a doctor need to have. Now, with today's AI technology, more than 55 eye diseases can be diagnosed just by AI without any human intervention, and far better than clinical experts. That is the level of precision we are seeing today. Now, what happens to then ophthalmologist as a job? So the point which I'm trying to say is we need to think about AI as pervasive in all sectors, not just software, not just technology, but in engineering, in medical, in legal, in agriculture, and all the works. And then the bigger question, what happens to talent? How do we make sure that AI really help human rather than destroy human opportunities? So that is a bigger point here, right? So task encroachment, when I say 50% of the jobs can be disrupted or the work tasks can be disrupted. Now, if you really try to map it to the kind of a job disruption because of this amount of job and the AI technical skills capability, now you will need people who are AI researchers and who are AI engineers and developers. This is what currently talent ecosystem is already focusing on. So I'm sure most of you who are into artificial intelligence, you think about AI research, AI developer, AI engineers, and this is where most of the jobs are today. But with this disruption which we are talking of talent, you need to go beyond this. Now you need to think about, okay, what can AI do in education? What can AI do in nursing? What can AI do in marketing, in legal, in medical, and so on and so forth. Now that's the next peer which I'm talking here. AI solution builder across all domains and not just technical domain, not just developer job, not just engineering jobs, right? AI for agriculture, AI for manufacturing, AI for vocational schools, all kinds of stuff. So that everybody can become a responsible user of AI and can really create jobs using AI. So that is where we will see more and more jobs coming up. Now, purely from a number standpoint, because ultimately if you are in a talent industry, you will say, okay, this sounds good, but how many jobs? In my country, probably there are very few jobs in artificial intelligence. That's the wrong notion. Let me explain why. 30%, and let me say this again, 30% of new job opportunities in all engineering this year is related to data, AI, and cloud computing. Just this year, 30%. And this is not civil engineering separate or mechanical engineering separate or construction engineering separate or power engineering separate. This is all getting combined. AI in construction, AI in civil, AI in mechanical, data literacy in power engineering, right? So that is how the new job creation is moving. And that is why we believe there will be a talent crisis in those countries who do not pay attention to it. So AI is everywhere. AI talent is not everywhere. AI ready people can be everywhere, but we need to create opportunities. So talent is not just human being, as you all know, right? Human beings need opportunities. Now that's exactly why I started my talk with a point which I said about public-private partnership with Crest, because that's how you have to create, you have to foster, you have to proactively build partnerships to build opportunities. Those countries, those academia systems who do it will lead the way. Otherwise, if you think that I am a large country, I have all the talent and the opportunity will come to me, not necessary, not necessary. Now I can give you just India example because I see a lot of people here from India, from my country, on how this disruption can hurt, right? India, because we invested so much on English speaking and software and coding, right? And now with AI, world is moving towards no code, no coding kind of an experiences. Every day, I was going through this report recently, every day, on an average, 500 to 600 coding jobs are disappearing. So imagine a large country like India, which is a software power for the world. If AI can disrupt a software talent ecosystem in a country like India, which is the largest software creator, what can happen in other smaller countries? So now it's a challenge for India, which is what we're working with Indian government and academia, to reinvent the talent from a software talent to an AI-ready talent. Because those old days of programming and coding, and then that job will come because we are offshoring for the world, those days are going away. Today, one robot or one automation, one AI automation can take away those software jobs too. By the way, the software jobs are not safe, right? So we should not assume that digitalization, we are in digitalization and everything will be good. Yeah, so that's where the point of talent and opportunity creation through partnership is very important. So in that context, I want to just give you very quick, perspective on what kind of a human skills will require in the new job landscape. And interestingly, in the human-machine partnerships, those core human skills which are very good in education, like trainer skills, explainer skills, sustainer skills, those skills are more required in the context of human-machine partnership, in context of future of work. So from an academician standpoint, you are in a good space. You are in the right time, I would say. I mean, a lot of faculty members ask me when we do these programs, what will happen to the role of teacher 10 years down the line? And to me, I mean, the point is teachers, faculty members, if you embrace artificial intelligence, probably your job will be the best job, if you ask me. Because those jobs where you really understand human skills, technology skills, and the social skills, right? And social skills here are related to AI, biases, ethics, explainability, privacy, and then the career growth skills like entrepreneurship, design thinking, project management, all the skills which are required for growth mindset and resilience building. All these skills, in my mind, faculty members and vocational schools and engineering faculty especially, they have those skills. So now it's up to you to embrace artificial intelligence and take it to the next level. And that's what will drive a lot of job opportunities for people. So I wanted to give you that perspective, and very quickly on from an Intel standpoint, we do this with the governments and academia in most of the big countries where governments are asking, with primarily this goal of building this in the vocational schools, right? With making sure that they get more technical confidence so that every single industry and every single job creation, and not just software job, as I said, agriculture, manufacturing, healthcare, nursing, all those employability education institutions can embrace artificial intelligence. So technical confidence in AI become very important. And it's not again just software. It's not about just one programming or coding, right? It's not about data literacy alone. It's going beyond that to embrace full artificial intelligence. And then create employability opportunities. And then provide evidences for employability and employment for people to really create opportunity for the talent. And that's the objective here. Empower future workforce with necessary AI skills for employability in your country's digital economy. So again, you can go through our website and go through the programs. And if you have interest, you can drop a note to me or connect me on LinkedIn or Facebook or Twitter, wherever you want, right? We do these programs with the government and academia. It has very structured programs. It has full content which we provide and the training which we provide from Intel side to the schools and to the universities and the partners. I will not go into the detail of the content for the lack of time, but you can see some of this on the website. Broadly, it builds 3 types of skills. Tech skills, so that's where the AI programming, IoT, Internet of Things, then NLP, natural language processing, CV, computer vision, machine learning, deep learning, those kind of skills come in, which all bundles as a programming. Then social skills, and I gave some example, ethics, biases, privacy, all those. And then career growth skills related to AI, design thinking, system thinking, entrepreneurship, all those skills, project management, and so on and so forth. We are doing these programs now in multiple countries worldwide. I'll give you 1 or 2 very quick examples. For example, in Singapore, ITE, as some of you may know, Institute of Technical Education, they are using these programs to give it to their vocational students, 17, 18, 19-year-old, across all schools, like schools of applied health science, school of business and service, school of design and media, electronics, engineering, hospitality, and so on and so forth. Poland government has taken this for agriculture schools, just to give another extreme example. Agriculture schools are using AI in their own curriculum. US community colleges have created a full 2-year AI associate degree. Now that is first time in even US. So a trade school or a vocational school are coming up with their own associate degree before engineering. And this has happened for the first time now in US with Intel and community colleges working. So that is the kind of a partnership we look for with the government and academia. And we believe this is the right time, right? For you to really build value of your talent, you need to embrace AI with an open mind, and you have a whole industry support with you if you are ready from your side. Thank you so much. And over to you, Dr. Andal.
Thank you so much, Mr. Anshul Sonak, and thank you for reassuring us that the machines will not take us away or take away our jobs. If there are 3 points that I've got from you, is that not to be afraid of machines, but in fact have a love affair with it. And the human-machine partnership is very possible, just have evidence. And in fact, we'll have more jobs than less jobs. Thank you so much.